Ladies and gentlemen, seekers of light and wisdom, have you ever looked at your palm and noticed a faint crescent moon shining under the base of your thumb, or a clearly etched M formed by the major lines in your hand? If you have, then this is not a coincidence. This is a divine sign, a spiritual nudge from the universe. In many traditions, be it Eastern palmistry, mystical philosophies, or ancient energy practices, the symbols on our palms are gateways to truth, not just random lines. They are codes etched by time, revealing the path to your higher self. When you carry both the crescent moon and the M, you are among the chosen few. You are someone born not just to live, but to awaken, to elevate yourself, and to inspire others. These signs mark you as a person with inner power, intuition, and a spiritual calling, but symbols mean nothing unless we take action. So today, I urge you, not tomorrow, not someday, but now, to step into your destiny. Recognize these signs as sacred calls to begin the journey within. It's time to stop doubting your power, your purpose, and your potential. The question is not why you, but rather, why not you? If the universe has trusted you with these divine marks, it's time you trust yourself. The crescent moon located near the base of your thumb, typically in the lunar mount or mount of moon, is far more than just a simple line or curve. In the world of palmistry, this crescent shape is a sacred emblem, a symbol deeply rooted in mysticism, divine intuition, and inner awakening. It has been revered across cultures, Eastern, Western, ancient, and modern, as a gateway to spiritual energy and hidden truths. This moon doesn't appear on everyone's hand. In fact, it shows up most commonly on individuals who possess a natural connection to the unseen, those who are sensitive to energies, emotions, and the moods of others. These people often find themselves drawn towards spirituality, healing practices, the arts, or introspective thinking. They may feel deeply, dream vividly, or sense things that others cannot. If this sounds like you, your crescent is not just an accident. It is a reminder of who you are and what you carry inside. In ancient times, spiritual masters believed the crescent moon in the palm was a signal from the soul, a sign that this person had been gifted with clairvoyance, psychic ability, or at the very least, enhanced intuition. In today's chaotic, fast-paced world, these qualities are rare and often suppressed. But for those who bear this mark, the inner light still burns, waiting to be nurtured. The crescent moon also represents emotional depth. It reflects someone who can feel the unspoken pain in a room, someone who is empathetic beyond words. But this emotional richness is a double-edged sword. It can heal, or it can drain, depending on how it's used. Many people with this sign are natural empaths, absorbing others' energies unconsciously. This makes self-care, grounding, and emotional boundaries not just helpful, but absolutely essential. Beyond intuition and empathy, this moon carries a creative vibration. Those with it often have a powerful imagination and are able to express beauty through art, writing, music, or storytelling. The moon is associated with the divine feminine energy, the side of us that nurtures, dreams, flows, and connects deeply to nature and the cosmos. People with this mark are often in tune with cycles of the moon, of time, of seasons, and of life. They just know when things are about to shift, and perhaps most importantly, the crescent moon is a silent invitation. It's a message from your soul to explore the deeper dimensions of your being, to meditate, to connect with higher consciousness, to trust your dreams, to notice symbols, signs, and synchronicities. It encourages you to let go of logic sometimes and let your inner compass, your heart, your soul, your intuition, take the lead. This isn't a mark that guarantees success in the material world. It promises something deeper, the opportunity to grow spiritually, to find meaning in mystery, and to live life not just with awareness, but as awareness itself. Among all the markings in palmistry, one of the most fascinating and revered is the letter M, a natural formation created by the intersection of the heart line, head line, and lifeline, often enhanced or completed by the fate line or a deep vertical supporting line. When this powerful symbol appears clearly on your dominant hand, it is seen as the sign of someone who is destined to lead, to know, and to influence with purpose. The formation of the M is not common. While many hands carry intersecting lines, only a select few reveal the distinct, clean, and prominent shape of this letter. And it is not just a visual coincidence, it's considered a message from the universe that the bearer possesses rare inner qualities, mastery over mind and heart, balance between logic and intuition, and a natural alignment between thought, feeling, and destiny. In many spiritual traditions, the M is interpreted as a symbol of mastery, mission, and mystery. Those who carry it are said to walk a path that is not ordinary, but rather touched by higher purpose. Whether consciously or not, they are often drawn toward truth, seeking roles, be it in teaching, healing, spiritual leadership, or serving as silent guides within their communities. These are people who sense the unseen, who perceive patterns, and who cannot tolerate dishonesty because their internal compass is too strong to ignore. This sign reflects sharp intuition combined with rational intelligence. Unlike those who rely solely on emotion or logic, the individual with an M harmonizes both, allowing them to see clearly, speak truthfully, and act wisely. Their insights often feel prophetic. They notice things others miss. They may be the ones who just know when someone isn't being genuine, or when an opportunity is about to arise. They may not always explain how they know, but they know, and they are rarely wrong. Moreover, the M is often found on those who possess a strong moral code. These individuals tend to be honest, responsible, and fair-minded, often becoming voices of justice in difficult environments. They may dislike manipulation, lies, or unethical behavior, and they instinctively challenge such energy, even if it makes them unpopular. Their souls crave alignment with truth, and their hands reflect that mission, but with such power comes inner complexity. The bearer of the M often faces early life challenges, emotional tests, betrayals, or setbacks that feel unfair or overwhelming. But these are not punishments, they are preparation. The universe strengthens those it chooses for deeper roles. Through hardship, the M bearer learns discernment. They learn to trust themselves. They learn what it means to lead not from ego, but from integrity. Another fascinating element of this mark is its link to leadership and self-awareness. People with an M are often natural, born leaders, not necessarily through titles, but through their presence. They hold space in rooms without speaking. They influence others through example rather than command, and whether they know it or not, people around them often look to them for guidance, silently drawn to the balance and wisdom they radiate. There is also a strong spiritual undercurrent. In mystical teachings, the M is linked to the divine messenger archetype, those who walk between worlds, who translate higher truths into human understanding. These people may feel drawn to spiritual studies, ancient texts, esoteric knowledge, or metaphysical practices. They often seek more than material success. They seek meaning, connection, and soul, deep clarity. Lastly, it is important to recognize that the M isn't just a mark of potential, it is a call to action. It asks the bearer to step into the role they were born to play, to stop hiding, to stop doubting, to stop postponing their truth. This is not the hand of someone meant to follow blindly, to shrink in fear, or to blend into the background. It is the hand of someone meant to create impact, someone who carries ancient wisdom and is here to walk a path of awakening and authenticity. The presence of both the crescent moon and the M on your palm is an extremely rare and spiritually significant alignment. Each of these signs carries its own potent meaning, but when they appear together in one hand, especially on your dominant hand, it is often interpreted by mystics, palmists, and spiritual teachers as a celestial combination, a signal that you are not only gifted, but also divinely chosen for a higher mission in this lifetime. Let's understand the uniqueness of this alignment. The crescent moon reflects the intuitive, emotional, and spiritual side of your being, your ability to perceive energy, sense hidden truths, and connect with subtle realms that others may never notice. It speaks of your deep sensitivity, your natural connection with the mystical, and your gift for healing, compassion, and insight. You are likely someone who feels the energies in a room before anyone speaks, someone who dreams vividly, who contemplates deeply, and who sometimes feels like an old soul, navigating a loud and shallow world. Now pair that with the M, the mark of mental strength, ethical leadership, and personal mastery. This symbol signifies your capacity to make powerful decisions, lead others through darkness, stand firm in your truth, and act with deep moral clarity. The M shapes you as a warrior of truth, someone who can see through illusion and operate from a place of principle and inner authority. When these two forces exist in harmony within the same palm, the result is a fusion of the intuitive and the intellectual, the mystic and the master, the dreamer and the doer. This is a soul who is not only aware of their inner world, but also capable of translating that awareness into meaningful action in the outer world. It's the mark of someone who doesn't just feel deeply, but also thinks clearly and leads wisely. It's a rare alignment of head and heart, of spiritual depth and worldly discernment. In metaphysical terms, this combination is often linked to individuals who have walked the earth before in previous lifetimes and who have returned now, not to repeat lessons, but to complete them. There's a karmic maturity to your energy. You may feel a deep inner urge to seek the truth, to help others awaken, or to fulfill a purpose you can't yet fully explain. That's because this combination speaks to a soul with memory, a being who has carried wisdom across time and now holds the potential to unlock it in this life. Another dimension of this pairing is the capacity for transformation, not only of the self but of others. People with both the crescent moon and the M often become catalysts in their families, communities, or spiritual circles. They may be the ones who initiate healing in ancestral lines, who break generational patterns, or who introduce new ways of thinking that shift entire environments. You might find that others come to you for advice, energy, healing, or just a sense of peace. They may not even know why they're drawn to you, but you carry something ancient, something magnetic, something they feel safe around. This divine combination is also strongly associated with spiritual leadership, but not in the traditional sense of hierarchy or control. Instead, it reflects the path of the quiet awakener, the one who leads through presence, who teaches through embodiment, and who inspires without even trying. There is a mystical gravity in you, an ability to influence without words, to help people shift simply by being yourself. And perhaps most striking of all, this combination marks someone whose life is not random. The challenges you've faced, the patterns you've noticed, the moments of deep isolation or spiritual longing, they all form part of a divine curriculum. These marks indicate that your journey is not just about survival or success. It is about awakening to your true self and helping others do the same. The universe has inscribed your mission into the very lines of your hand. It is a personal message from the divine, etched in flesh, reminding you of who you are and what you came here to remember. When both the crescent moon and the M appear on your palm, they don't just sit silently. They vibrate with a message that is clear, urgent, and sacred. Wake up. This is not a poetic metaphor. It is a spiritual directive, a cosmic whisper urging you to move beyond the surface of your life and begin exploring your true essence. These markings act like activation codes, dormant until the moment you become conscious of them, and once seen, they begin to stir a new awareness within you. This awareness is not merely intellectual. It is a holistic awakening that touches your thoughts, your emotions, your choices, your energy, and your purpose. The world is full of noise, distraction, and endless cycles of routine. But the person who bears these marks is not meant for sleepwalking through life. You are not here to blindly follow trends, to live by default, or to spend your days reacting to external chaos. You are here to live by design, and that design begins with deep inner awareness. This call to awaken is not always easy. In fact, for many who bear these signs, life may have already presented challenges that pushed them to question everything. You might have experienced periods of intense confusion, emotional breakdowns, existential crises, or moments of deep solitude. These experiences aren't punishments, they are invitations. They are designed to shake the illusions loose, to force you into reflection, to strip away all that is false so that the truth of your being can emerge. To awaken means to become aware of the subtle energies that govern your existence. It means recognizing that every emotion you feel, every decision you make, every person you attract, and every event you encounter is part of a larger spiritual framework. The marks in your palm are physical reminders that your life is not random. It is layered with meaning, symbolic events, soul contracts, and divine timing. With this awakening comes responsibility. You are being asked to become the observer of your mind, the keeper of your energy, and the master of your attention. You are being called to rise above reactive living and instead become deliberate and conscious in your choices. Your intuition is being amplified, and your inner guidance system is becoming more sensitive. You may notice heightened synchronicities, repeating numbers, recurring dreams, unusual sensations, or a magnetic pull towards certain books, places, or people. These are not coincidences. They are breadcrumbs from the universe guiding you toward the next stage of your journey. The crescent moon in your palm amplifies your connection to the unseen realms, while the M grounds you in discernment and clarity. This means you are being offered a rare bridge between spiritual insight and practical wisdom. It's not enough to feel and know. You are being called to act from awareness, to make choices that honor both your inner truth and your outer integrity. Awareness, however, must be cultivated. It is not a passive state. It is a daily practice, a way of being. You must learn to observe your thoughts without judgment, to feel your emotions without suppression, and to listen to your inner voice even when it contradicts external logic. You must learn to pause, to breathe, to tune in, and to trust that everything within you already knows the way forward. This journey of awareness is deeply personal. No one else can walk it for you. You will meet resistance. You will be tested. The old version of you, the one shaped by fear, doubt, and conditioning, will try to hold on. But every time you choose presence over panic, silence over noise, truth over comfort, you move one step closer to your higher self. And that is what these signs are truly about. Not superstition, not curiosity, but transformation through awareness. They are the universe's way of telling you, you're ready, the time is now. In a world that glorifies logic, analysis, and data, intuition is often dismissed as something soft, irrational, or unreliable. But if your palm bears the crescent moon and the M, then your intuition is not just a passive feeling. It is a divine instrument, a sacred compass that has been finely tuned over many lifetimes. It is not a weakness, a guess, or an emotional reaction. It is a superpower and one of the most critical gifts you've been given, People with these markings are often born with heightened sensitivity to energy, people, and environments. They can walk into a room and feel tension without a word being spoken. They can meet a stranger and sense their story before it's told. They can dream of things before they happen or get internal warnings long before something goes wrong. These are not coincidences. They are signs of intuitive intelligence, a form of knowing that bypasses the logical mind and speaks directly to the soul. The crescent moon amplifies the subconscious mind, the realm of dreams, symbolism, psychic energy, and emotional truth. It opens a channel to the invisible currents that run beneath the surface of life. People with this sign may receive guidance through flashes of insight, sudden feelings, inner voices, recurring symbols, or even bodily sensations. The information may not always make sense immediately, but it carries a frequency of truth that your body and heart can recognize, even when your mind can't yet explain it. Meanwhile, the M formation adds a layer of mental clarity, spiritual authority, and inner discernment. It gives you the strength not only to perceive truth, but to trust it, act on it, and stand by it even in the face of opposition. It grounds your intuition in moral integrity, helping you distinguish between fleeting emotion and soul, deep knowing. Together, the moon and the M create a sacred polarity, intuition and wisdom, sensitivity and strength, mysticism and mastery. However, many people with these gifts doubt themselves. Society has conditioned us to seek validation from the outside, to trust what we can prove, measure, or quantify. And as a result, intuitive individuals often grow up feeling too much, too sensitive, or too different. They learn to silence their inner knowing, second, guess themselves, or defer to external authority, teachers, bosses, systems, even friends, over their own inner voice. But your poem tells a different story. Your poem says your intuition is not just valid, it's vital. It's a part of your spiritual design, a tool for navigating life with clarity, safety, and divine timing. Every time you ignore it, you distance yourself from your authentic path. Every time you honor it, you move into deeper alignment with your truth. And alignment is not just about peace, it's about power. When you live in sync with your intuition, you attract the right people, the right opportunities, the right experiences, because you are vibrating at your natural frequency. Intuition is also the key to spiritual guidance. Whether you call it the universe, the divine, your higher self, or your ancestors, messages are always coming to you, but they don't arrive through logic. They arrive through feeling, symbols, synchronicity, and sensation. The more you trust and follow your intuitive hits, the more clearly the guidance will flow. Intuition sharpens with use. Every choice you make from that space strengthens your connection to the unseen. Your intuition can also protect you. People with the crescent moon and the M are often placed in energetically intense situations, not by accident, but because they are meant to learn how to listen deeply and navigate from a higher place. Whether it's a toxic relationship, a false opportunity, or a path that looks good on paper but feels wrong in the heart, your intuition will speak. The question is, will you listen? And when you do listen, when you begin to center your decisions around your internal compass instead of external pressure, you will discover a new level of freedom. You will realize that the greatest authority in your life is not outside of you. It is within you, it always has been, and that authority is activated through your intuition. You were not given this gift to hide it, suppress it, or rationalize it away. You were given it because you have a soul mission that requires you to see beyond the obvious, to feel beyond the surface, and to know without needing proof. This is how you navigate the invisible path that leads you to your purpose. To carry both the crescent moon and the M on your palm is to bear a spiritual responsibility, a silent agreement between your soul and the universe. It's not just a blessing, It's not simply a symbol of potential or power. It's a calling, one that asks you to walk a path with intention, purpose, and most importantly, integrity. People who carry these rare markings are often seen by others, whether they want to be or not. They have a presence that stands out, even in silence. They are the ones others naturally turn to during crises, seek comfort from in confusion, and look toward for guidance, even when those roles weren't consciously chosen. This isn't accidental. The markings on your hand speak to a soul contract, one that involves leadership, healing, influence, and transformation. But leadership in this context is not about control, ego, or authority in the traditional sense. It is about energetic influence, the ability to shift the vibration of a room through your mere presence, to awaken something in others through your clarity, and to guide others not by telling them what to do, but by living your truth so fully that it gives others permission to do the same. The M on your hand points to a sharp mind, a strong character, and the capacity to make wise decisions. The crescent moon points to deep empathy, emotional intelligence, and a spiritual depth that most people never access in their lifetime. When these qualities unite in one individual, they create a spiritually charged leader, someone capable of bringing light into dark spaces and navigating complexity with both heart and discernment. But with this light comes a shadow, and the shadow is temptation, the temptation to use influence for validation, to feed the ego with followers or recognition, or to step into leadership roles without first doing the inner work. This is why integrity becomes not just important, but essential. To lead with integrity means to practice what you preach, to remain humble even when others exalt you, and to make decisions that are aligned with your values, not your vanity. It means resisting the urge to manipulate, to control, or to seek credit. It means acting not for applause but from alignment. The most powerful leaders are often the most quiet, the most grounded, the most surrendered, not to people but to purpose. These marks on your palm are not trophies, they are initiations. They signal that you will likely face tests, opportunities to misuse your gifts, to compromise your values, or to lead from ego rather than from soul. These are not punishments. They are sacred trials designed to refine you, to strengthen your character, and to prepare you for the work you're meant to do. Because the truth is, the world doesn't just need talented people. It needs ethical, awake, and honest people who can hold power without being consumed by it. People with this dual marking often find themselves placed in influential roles: teachers, counselors, healers, entrepreneurs, creators, spiritual guides. Sometimes they don't even realize the ripple effect of their words and actions. But rest assured, your energy carries weight. People notice when you rise, and they also notice when you fall. That's why the discipline of integrity is so crucial, not out of fear, but out of reverence for the gift you've been given. Leading with integrity also means knowing your limits, being honest about your emotions, and continuing to do your own inner healing. The greatest leaders are not those who claim to be perfect, but those who model authenticity, humility, and growth. They are the ones who say, "I'm still learning." Even as they lead, they don't hide their scars. They use them to show others that healing is possible. Your presence, your energy, your intuition, your voice, it all matters. But what amplifies it is your consistency, character, and care. Integrity is not about never making mistakes. It's about having the courage to own them, to learn from them, and to return to your truth stronger than before. Every action you take, every decision you make, every word you speak, it sends energy into the world. And when you are marked by the moon and the M, the vibration of that energy is magnified. You are not being asked to be perfect. You are being asked to be real, awake, and accountable, because your life is not just yours. Your presence on this earth is part of something larger. Your palm is your proof. And those who carry sacred symbols must walk with sacred responsibility. Recognizing the presence of both the crescent moon and the M on your palm is not just a discovery, it's an awakening. It is a moment of realization that the universe has placed within you tools, talents, and symbols that point toward a sacred mission. But this realization means nothing unless it is followed by action. These markings are not just for admiration or curiosity, they are a call to begin, a clear and personal invitation to step into conscious alignment with your soul's blueprint. So the question becomes, what should you do now? What practices, mindsets, and habits must be cultivated to honor the divine instructions inscribed in your very hands? First and foremost, begin with stillness and observation. The world around you is fast, reactive, and noisy. But those who are marked, especially with intuitive symbols like the moon and purposeful signs like them, must live differently. Begin your day not with distraction, but with silence. Even 5 minutes of quiet reflection, breath awareness, or meditation each morning can dramatically shift your energy field. In stillness, your intuition becomes louder. In quiet, your inner compass awakens. This is where you begin to hear the messages your soul has been trying to send you all along. Develop a daily spiritual practice that feels true to you. This could be meditation, journaling, energy clearing, mantra chanting, prayer, movement-based rituals, or simply mindful breathing. You don't need to follow anyone else's script. You only need to find a practice that helps you return to yourself. The more consistent your practice, the more refined your inner perception becomes. Your sacred practice is the anchor that holds your energy steady amidst the chaos of the external world. The presence of the crescent moon suggests that your subconscious is a powerful ally. Begin to track your dreams. Keep a dream journal by your bed. Note symbols, emotions, patterns, and themes. Over time, you'll begin to notice how your inner world is speaking to you in coded language, offering insights, warnings, and guidance. Dreams are often the soul's mirror, and with your palm's markings, you're likely someone who receives prophetic, emotional, or symbolic dreams more vividly than others. The M in your hand calls for clarity, commitment, and integrity in your daily choices. It's time to get clear about what no longer serves you: habits, relationships, environments, thoughts, and beliefs that are keeping you small. Begin to declutter your life, physically and energetically. Create space for the new. Align your outer life with your inner truth. This might mean changing your environment, reevaluating your goals, or setting stronger boundaries. This isn't about perfection. It's about alignment. Start learning. You've been given spiritual insight not just to feel, but to understand. Dive into books on ancient wisdom, esoteric knowledge, intuitive development, sacred texts, and holistic healing. Study energy, vibration, symbols, and soul work. Expand your vocabulary for the unseen. The more you learn, the more your inner world sharpens. Don't just consume knowledge, embody it. Let it transform the way you live, speak, and treat others. Another powerful step is to connect with nature. Spend time near trees, rivers, mountains, or under the open sky. The crescent moon on your palm is directly tied to lunar and earth-based cycles. Your body is sensitive to energy, and the natural world recalibrates you. Pay attention to the phases of the moon. Notice how your emotions rise and fall with it. Create rituals around full moons and new moons. Set intentions, release fears, ground your energy. This is a simple yet profound way to stay attuned to the universal rhythm that your body and spirit are naturally aligned with. Your palm also suggests you are here not only for yourself, but to serve others. Service doesn't always mean grand gestures. Sometimes it's a quiet act of kindness, a word of wisdom, or just holding space for someone in pain. Begin to ask, how can I use my gifts today? Tune into where your presence is most needed, not to rescue others, but to elevate energy, to uplift, and to shine light in darkness. Start small. Trust that each action, no matter how subtle, has ripple effects far beyond what you can see. Lastly, document your journey, journal your thoughts, write about your realizations, capture your experiences. Not only will this deepen your awareness, but it will serve as a mirror of your growth, a record of your awakening. Over time, you will begin to see patterns, how everything was guiding you, how the signs were always there, and how your sacred path was unfolding with every decision you made from the soul. So now you know those markings on your palm are not random. The crescent moon is your link to the mystical, to the unseen, to the deep waters of intuition and inner knowing. The M is your mark of mastery, purpose, and moral strength. Together, they are more than signs. They are a sacred calling, a spiritual blueprint written into your very being. But signs are only invitations. They require your courage. They demand your commitment. You must choose to awaken, to align, and to act. You must become a student of your own soul and a guardian of your own light. This is your moment. Don't wait for permission. Don't shrink from the path. Don't doubt the gifts you've been given. You have been marked by the universe for something greater. Now is the time to step into your truth, embody your purpose, and walk boldly into the divine path that was always meant for you. The signs are on your palm, but the power is in your hands.